Video games have evolved into a powerful storytelling medium, capable of tackling complex philosophical concepts in ways other forms of entertainment may not. Through immersive worlds and engaging narratives, these games delve deep into questions of morality, existence, and human nature. Here are 10 games that best explore philosophical ideas. 1. BioShock Infinite. BioShock Infinite is rich with philosophical ideas, exploring concepts such as American exceptionalism, free will, and the consequences of alternate realities. The game's plot revolves around the protagonist Booker DeWitt's journey through a floating city and the deeper implications of choice, destiny, and identity. 2. The Stanley Parable. The Stanley Parable directly tackles the concept of free will and determinism. As you control Stanley, a man trapped in an office building, the game plays with player agency by offering multiple endings based on decisions that often seem meaningless or arbitrary. It challenges the player to question the nature of choice in video games and life. 3. Neara Autometer. Neara Autometer explores themes of existentialism and the meaning of life through the lens of androids. The game asks whether life has inherent value when humans and machines alike search for meaning in a world on the brink of destruction. Its deep narrative and philosophical dialogue make it one of the most thought-provoking games. 4. The Talos Principle. In the Talos Principle, players are tasked with solving puzzles while exploring philosophical questions about consciousness, artificial intelligence, and the nature of existence. The game's narrative invites players to reflect on what it means to be human and whether machines can possess consciousness or soul. 5. Dark Souls. Dark Souls delves into the concepts of death, suffering, and the cyclical nature of existence. The game is often seen as an allegory for the human condition, where players repeatedly face failure and death but must persist in an unforgiving world. It asks players to confront the meaning of existence in a world that seems to offer no clear answers. 6. Journey. Journey is a visually stunning game that explores themes of personal growth, connection, and the human experience. The minimalist narrative prompts players to reflect on the idea of pilgrimage, the importance of companionship, and how individuals can find meaning through shared experiences. 7. Detroit: Become Human. Detroit: Become Human explores the ethics of artificial intelligence and the rights of sentient machines. The game raises questions about humanity's responsibility toward creations that possess consciousness, and it challenges players to make choices based on complex moral dilemmas. It examines issues of freedom, autonomy, and equality. 8. The Witcher 3: Wild Hunt. The Witcher 3: Wild Hunt integrates philosophical concepts such as moral ambiguity and the consequences of choices into its narrative. The game constantly forces players to make decisions where the right choice is unclear, exploring the tension between personal values and the greater good. 9. SOMA. SOMA is a horror-themed sci-fi game that explores questions about consciousness and the nature of reality. The game centers on themes of identity, artificial intelligence, and the relationship between mind and body. It asks players to consider what it means to be alive and whether consciousness can exist outside the human form. 10. Undertale. Undertale is a game that subverts traditional RPG tropes by allowing players to choose between combat or mercy. It explores themes of empathy, forgiveness, and the consequences of violence. The game raises philosophical questions about morality, the nature of good and evil, and how our choices define who we are. These games don't just offer entertainment, they challenge players to think deeply about the world, existence, and morality. Through storytelling, gameplay mechanics, and choice-driven narratives, they offer players an opportunity to engage with philosophical questions that are often more complex than they first appear.